That was Tony Braxton. You mean the world to me. I was thinking about this because I'm as exhausted with this as you are. But Kanye fans are much like Trump fans. They refuse to accept the facts as obvious as they may be. And I thought about that, and it's because pretty much they're the same kind of people, and to a large extent, the same people. Now, some people think that it is brilliant to tear your business holdings into ruins in the sake of truth. Some people think that it is a clever move, and things will unfold and we'll all be left feeling silly because this will be a genius move. I don't know. I know that there are things that have been said that are not true. One of the things that Kanye said that we know is not true is that George Floyd died of fentanyl. You can die, like you can have a disease, but get shot to death. The disease might have been present, but that is not what killed you. So fentanyl, there's no denying that was in the system. But what he died of is a knee to the neck for almost 9 minutes. That's not debatable. And the other thing that he said that is beyond dispute, despite his many protestations by the people who support him, he said on Drink Champs, I can say all the anti-Semitic ish I want, and Adidas won't fire me. We know that that is not true because they have done just that. Now, they've ended their partnership. And here's the truth of the matter. Here's another truth that is undeniable. If you sign the back of a check instead of the front of a check, you work for someone. We can call it a partnership. We can call it a business deal. We can call it. But if I cut you a check that you then sign, you work for that person. And they get to decide when those checks are cut off. And maybe to a lot of people, it's brilliant, but seems foolhardy to a great many other people. It must be something to it. Like he said, well, I lost $2 billion in a day, but I've never been it's not about money. It's about the people. The only reason we know how much money that Kanye West makes is because he constantly talked about it. He derided people for not having it. He was saying I'm the wealthiest black man in American history. So he constantly made reference to how wealthy he was and how powerful he was and what he could do with money and how you didn't have any. So I find it's strange credulity to believe that $2 billion is like nothing to him. And also, if that's true, I don't know why you go to Skechers to try to get a deal with them and they escort you out. I don't know why you go to TJ Maxx. But I will say this. If somebody worked for me, and they talked to me like that. They said, there's nothing that he can do. I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I can say these horrible things, and he ain't going to do nothing. I would fire him too, and you would too. People seem to conflate freedom of speech with freedom of consequences. A government entity is not after Kanye. He's not being shut down. Twitter is a private business, and these businesses who are now divesting from him are private businesses. They can say, I don't want your store and my merchandise in my shelf. They can say, we're not gonna any longer give you money. They can say, we're gonna stop, we're gonna divest from business with you. They can do that. If a government entity was involved in silencing him because he was talking about the government, that would be a different thing. These are private people. And whatever you have to say about these people, you were in business with them for a long time. You made a lot of money from them. So whatever gripe you had or whatever idea you had that you felt was that was not being dealt with correctly, okay, I understand that. But don't pretend as if you don't know that this is what it costs. Don't pretend like you don't know that these are the way these people have always acted. And if you are going to say these things and you're going to hold the line, hold the line. Now we have all these variations of apologies. If you believe what you said and what you said is true, according to the sycophants of social media who will believe anything you say, then I don't know why you apologize. If it's in fact that you believe that you were telling the truth, what I believe has happened is that you went too far and you messed around and found out that easy come, easy go. That you are not free to say whatever you want. And there is another more important thing. There's one rule. It's the golden rule. He with the gold makes the rules. Now, I don't care how much money you make. If somebody's giving you that money, they have a decision on what they'll deal with. They have a decision on what they'll tolerate from you. And I think it's a question of listening to the wrong people. Since you have such an affinity from Candace Owens, see if she can get you the money. Or these people on Twitter who gas you up, see if they can get you the money. Because Skechers ain't going to do it. TJ Maxx ain't going to do it. You don't get to say and do whatever you want. Nobody is above the game. No one. And that's what people will learn. No one is above the game. I'm not saying you don't have the right to say whatever you want. I'm not saying that you should stick to your principles if you believe them. But to believe that you're so big, you can say whatever you want and nothing can happen to you, that's when you know that White Lives Matter shirt wasn't a joke. You really thought you had a white life. And they showed you that you most certainly did not. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the GI report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.